The champions from 24 countries are in Christchurch, all hopeful of emerging as the best in the world. Now only 2 remain, the finalists. We're about to find out which player deserves the title of 2005 World Bowl Singles Champion of Champions. And the venue for this third such tournament is the Fendalton Bowling Club in Christchurch, and in relatively pleasant conditions, the spectators have been treated to some fascinating bowls. Hi everyone and welcome to the Fendalton Bowling Club in Christchurch, the scene of finals day in the 2005 World Singles Bowls Champion of Champions tournament. There's been some fantastic games. Yesterday was the final of the women's. We saw an emerging champion, a 19-year-old from Malaysia. Well, already this morning we've seen the semi-finals of the men, and we had Sajid Khan of Fiji against Dwayne Cameron of New Zealand, and Shane Globitz of Australia taking on Mark Walton of England. And they were 2 absorbing games, 2 tension-packed matches, and as you'd imagine, with players of this quality, there were plenty of highlights.
Dwayne Cameron looking to make it back-to-back titles for New Zealand in the World Singles Champion of Champion event. And first of all, of course, he has to beat this gritty Fijian. He's playing outstandingly well, Babu Khan. Win that. And then he has a chance of putting New Zealand into that great position of playing consecutive finals and perhaps winning them. But this is a brilliant display from Dwayne Cameron.
Continuing down on the forehand. I'm sure that Dwayne Cameron will be thinking, I need to cover those bowls behind. At the moment, I've got 2 shots. I've got the match in the back pocket. He says, I've won it so far. Oh, he's come back towards the jack again. I don't know if he really wanted to be that close to the jack.
He needs to score, or it will be Dwayne Cameron into the final of the World Singles Champion of Champions in 2005. It's on its way from Babu Khan, playing with a fraction of weight, looking for the bowl or the jack. Always looks wide, and yes, Dwayne Cameron says, I've ruined his birthday party, I am in the final. Dwayne Cameron of New Zealand has beaten Babu Khan of Fiji. And the final score, we'll wait and see, because the marker will put it up, I'm sure. He indicates 3. The final scoreline is 10-3. A draw in the first set, 6-all. And it's Dwayne Cameron that wins 10-3 in the second and books a place in the final.
What do you think was the key to your winning today?
I played pretty consistently. On the draw, I stayed away from the big shots and just tried to stick to the draw and, yeah, come through.
Mark Walton is there again. Oh, what superb lawn bowls here at the World Singles Champion of Champion final. This is a classic clash. Now back live with Mark Walton. Can he do it again? Looks to be on target. And he does it. That is superb.
He's going to let fly at it. On the drive. Danger. Plucks his own bowl out. Oh! A slice of hell from Shane Globitz. He's taken his own bowl out. It's a 4. The opening end of the second set. 4 shots to Mark Walton.
That show.
An interesting scenario building now for Shane Globitz. Definitely 2 down, possibly 3. Looking to recover. He doesn't want to drop another big score. Tracking towards the jack. I think he might be a bit heavy, and he is. Gave the bowl a chance, but too much of a chance, and pushed it heavy. Interesting to see how the result pans out. The block of the measure to the jack. Out to the red bowl, and it is a 3 for Mark Walton. 3 shots scored on the 6th end of the 2nd set, which takes him out to an 8-4 lead.
So Shane Globitz of Australia with his last bowl. There's the rings. We can see that he has got second shot. He has an opportunity of whipping out that red bowl, and then he would have the shot and win a place in the final. It is Shane Globitz of Australia. The big fella is on the drive here at Fendalton. Shane Globitz on the mat, set to deliver the exocet down the green. It's on its way. Is it there? Yes, it is. And the ball back. Oh, the jack comes back to Mark Walton's ball. What about that, ladies and gentlemen? A stroke of misfortune for Shane Globitz. Smashed the canary into the cage, but it came out of the cage and back to the Mark Walton bowl. There it is sitting next to the jack, and a place in the final to Mark Walton in dramatic circumstances.
Did you watch that last bowl?
Half and half. Halfway down I knew he had the jack, and he looked pretty solid on it, so I thought that was game over. And very unfortunate with these banks for Shane. I mean, you know, he hit it solid, he couldn't get it any better.
And so the finalists have been decided. The 2005 champion will be either Mark Walton of England or Dwayne Cameron of New Zealand. Well, we've seen that these 2 finalists got there through a couple of gripping semi-final matches. Our One Sport commentators here at Fendalton are Stu Scott and Terry Scott. And first of all, Stu, if we look at Mark Walton of England, what a fantastic semi-final. It went right to the last bowl, so that must have affected him a bit, I think.
I'm sure it would have. 2 slices of hell early on. Jack spewed out to his disadvantage. Last bowl from Shane Globitz. Jack in the ditch, came back out right next to Walton's bowl. Globitz out, Walton in the final.
Yeah, and very relieved about it. Not the same tension, though, for Dwayne Cameron, was there, Terry? An easier semi-final.
A little bit easier, still a tight set. The first set, 6-all. Convincingly in the second set, a 10-3 win. Draw bowls his strength. Is he going to carry that on into the final?
Yeah, and that's something he's concentrated on, isn't it? His draw bowls.
Oh, certainly so. He has remarked about that is where he finds his strength. He wants to carry on doing it.
Okay. Do you think then that Mark Walton can get up ahead of the New Zealander, or do you think Dwayne Cameron, who's surprised plenty here, can win this final?
Anybody who can beat Rowan Brassey in a game of singles, as Dwayne Cameron did in the national final, can win here. It could be back-to-back winners for New Zealand. Ali Forsyth last year, and now Dwayne Cameron this year.
Okay, we'll have the final for you very soon. And what we've seen in the semi-finals, this final has the potential to be an outstanding match. We've got it for you live in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you the finalists in the 2005 World Bowl Singles Champion of Champions event. First of all, and using significantly red bowls from the Nafferton Bowling Club, East Yorkshire in England, it's Mark Walton. And also, importantly, using black bowls from the Manarewa Bowling Club, representing New Zealand, Dwayne Cameron. The players will have as their umpire Ray Hunt, and the marker for the final is Mort Young. So good luck, gentlemen. Enjoy this event, ladies and gentlemen. Begin. Thank you.
Conditions ideal here at Fendalton, just a light breeze, heavily overcast sky, greens running at 18 seconds. With me in the commentary position is Terry Scott, bowls analyst, former national champion and New Zealand player. Conditions perfect, Terry. Greens running nice and freely, two very good draw players.
Two very good draw players and playing on one of the best surfaces in the country. The Fendalton Bowling Club, the greens running at around about 17 to 18 seconds. Overcast skies, a little bit cooler this afternoon, but nevertheless, perfect conditions for bowls.
Two sets of 9 ends and then tiebreaker ends. That's the conditions of play in the Champions and Champions events. Also for the Commonwealth Games in March in Melbourne. And we're seeing Dwayne Cameron with his first bowl. He's got the black bowl, blue disc on it, and blue lollipop will indicate if he's got the shot. Great opener from Dwayne Cameron from the Manarewa Club. And England with red bowls matching the red top. Left-hander is Mark Walton, and there'll be the red lollipop will indicate if he has shot. So good contrast here in the colours on the green, and it's a new environment having coloured bowls on the green surface.
Certainly so. Over recent years, the introduction of coloured bowls has certainly made it a lot more delightful for the spectators and more colourful for the game itself. Just interesting to note over the semi-finals that have been played at the conclusion of this tournament. Of the 4 semi-finals that have been played, there's only been one player playing with black bowls, and that is the New Zealander Dwayne Cameron.
So Dwayne Cameron, both players making their attack down the forehand side. And Dwayne Cameron just slips past. Oh, good shot for Dwayne Cameron. Played very well this morning, especially on the draw. On the other hand, going down the opposite side now is the England player, Mark Walton. Also drew very well this morning, showed the attacking shots in his repertoire. And as you can see from these opening bowls, both players quite content to try and get the line, try and get the weight early. It's interesting going this way in their semi-final, Dwayne Cameron against Babu Khan. This was the way that he was having most trouble.
Yes, it was. There was a number of ends in the semi-final that Dwayne struck trouble, but he started very solidly in the final. His first 3 bowls all within a metre of the jack, and that will certainly give him the confidence that he needs just to pick it up on going this particular way.
These two players met in section play, and on that occasion it was Dwayne Cameron that won 7-6, 7-5 in the 2 sets. That's all it took for Dwayne Cameron then. But I think since then, Dwayne Cameron has not only come on his game even harder and been even more consistent, but Mark Walton too has had some very good results along the way.
The 4th and final bowl from Dwayne Cameron on the opening end of the final of the World Champion Singles. A change of hand going down to the backhand side. Currently holding shot. See the 3 black bowls of Dwayne Cameron. All 3 bowls counting.
So as you can see on screen there, black dominating at the moment. That's the black bowls of the New Zealander. Now one more bowl to come on this, the first end, first of 9 ends in the final of the men's champions event here in Christchurch. Cool conditions, but the hot action on the green so far this morning in the semi-finals be no different, I'm sure, this afternoon. Big bowl this one here then for Mark Walton. He's on the run, looking for the bowl or the jack. Gets nothing at all, does he? Only one of his own bowls. Let's look at it again. On the run, is Mark Walton, but not good enough, is it? Because it is 3 bowls you see there, 3 black bowls. They're the 3 shots that Dwayne Cameron picks up in the first end of the first set. Cameron leads by 3-0.
What a marvellous start for Dwayne Cameron, and certainly a confidence booster for him. Kicking off the first set, the first end, 3 shots, all within a metre of the jack. He's on a roll now. He's on a good start.
This is not a 200-metre race, ladies and gentlemen. This is a 20-metre sprint in the first set. They get other blocks quickly, get a quick initiative, and Dwayne Cameron's made a quick decision that he will take the mat and take the jack if he has the advantage. That's conclusive that he is determined to put pressure on the England player first up.
Yes, we saw it in a semi-final game, particularly the way they are playing now, where Dwayne took the jack and threw it to a particular spot. First time we played this way in the final, he's done exactly the same thing. He was playing excellent bowls to where the jack is at the present time.
You see, what happens is that the winner of the end can determine A, to take the jack and determine the length, or B, give the mat and the jack away. Well, on that occasion, Cameron took the mat, perhaps just didn't get close enough with his first, so it's meant an opening for Mark Walton, and he's put his bowl right behind the jack.
Mark Walton studying his second bowl on the second end. Opening bowl finishing just over a metre past the jack, but he's on a better line on this occasion. Drifting in towards the jack. Another good bowl from Mark Walton.
Opportunities here for Dwayne Cameron. He's got a couple of bowls now to just rest on behind the head if he's a little bit heavy. This way, he was outstanding this morning against Babu Khan. Really dominated coming this way, and once he's had the line, as he has on this occasion, he really started to get on top of the Fijian. That's handy. Is it good enough for a shot? I think it is.
Shot ball, please.
Yes, a very good bowl from Dwayne Cameron. Ward Young, the marker, goes to have a look, indicates a measure as we look at the 2 styles, one a left-hand bowler, one a right-hand bowler. You see Dwayne Cameron stays down a lot lower after his delivery.
Mark Walton liking the look of this as it starts to track towards the jack. Oh, movement too. That's a superb lawn bowl. Beautifully weighted, nicely grassed, and a little bit of a push of the yellow too, closer to those red bowls.
An outstanding bowl from Mark Walton. 3 shots at present as Dwayne Cameron follows down his last bowl. Sticking to the draw, not prepared to attack. This could well be the reason why he is sticking to the draw, because have a look at this bowl, ladies and gentlemen. What a great bowl, great recovery from Dwayne Cameron.
Oh, what about that? Is that not superb draw bowls? Beautiful weight. Got it nicely out into the green and then just let it work towards the jack. Look at it here. The jack now just pushed it a bit far, didn't he? Follows it through, and does he get the shot? That is very tight.
Certainly is very tight, and you can see the red and the black bowl nestled beside the jack.
So Dwayne Cameron, has he got the shot? Wait and see now. And
oh, that's close to call.
last bowl on the end being played by Mark Walton. He's on the run too, following it down, as you can see, top of the pitch. Now he stops and watches. He's got a chance, hasn't it? Oh, what about that bowl?
Well, if this game continues in this vein, we are in for some outstanding bowls this afternoon. Magnificent bowls from both players competing in this final.
So 2 ends gone. What about that? At the moment, it's Dwayne Cameron that leads by 3-2. This is world class. So Jack delivered by Dwayne Cameron. Interest here. Mark Walton's given the mat away.
Yes, he did adopt that policy during the semi-final game and has continued with it. Opportunity for Dwayne Cameron to look at asserting some dominance, get his first bowl close. A little bit of a breeze starting to come up. We're just having a slight effect on the bowls.
So players going down different sides at the moment. Dwayne Cameron going down the same side, forehand, backhand. And also Mark Walton also going down the same side, up and back.
Yes, during the 2 semi-final games, the players adopted this side, or these respective sides of the green to play their game. It's interesting that they've continued that on into the final.
Just wooded, wasn't he? Always looked lacking a little bit of weight. It's let Mark Walton in with another great opportunity here. Has 1, looking to make it 2. Remembering in the set play that it's the more shots you get closer to the jack or the kitty, the more points you'll get on the end, the more chance of winning the set. If we got to the tiebreaker ends, it's only who gets the closest. So at the moment, build up the points, build up the advantage. Dwayne Cameron might be tempted now to go on attack. He's on the drive. The full-blooded shot misses.
Yes, the first time we've seen Dwayne have to drive during his semi-final game. Stuck to the draw. Said that that was his strength at the present time. Didn't want to have to resort to the weighted shot. But on this occasion, the 2 opening bowls, of course, from Mark Walton has put the pressure on him.
Domination in this end so far from Mark Walton. There's the scoreline, 3-2 to New Zealand. But on the head, you will see this man, Mark Walton, holding 3 shots with those 3 red bowls. We've already seen 1 drive from Dwayne Cameron that missed. What now then, Terry Scott? Let's look at that drive first of all. There's the drive that misses. And Terry Scott, what now?
Well, Dwayne has gone and visited the head to have a look at the situation. Made up his mind. Believes that he can cut the count down by going on to the draw. That's what he's done. Backhand draw. Making sure he's got the weight to at least reach the shot bowls, but he's going to be wide, and he's staying wide and drifting past all of the 3 bowls of Mark Walton. Plenty of room for Mark Walton to continue. Score of 4 on this end. Jump out to a 6-3 lead.
So Mark Walton with the bonus bowl, and he has acres of land to land this one for 4 shots. The delivery just gets off the mat fairly quickly, like Northern Hemisphere players usually do. And as day is followed by night, that is 4 shots. Although it's starting to drift away a bit. What about that? Well, he made it pretty hard, didn't he? Had acres to draw it, and he still gets the 4, does he? He's just the 3. Well, what about that, Terry Scott? That could be vital in this game.
Mark Walton will be disappointed with that bowl. He had ample room to draw the 4th shot. A little bit of breeze did come up when he was playing that last bowl, and I just wonder if it got him behind it, because it certainly seemed to drift on a lot more than what we anticipated.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. So much land to drop the bowl into. Just kept on drifting. Now, heavy cloud cover wind's got up a little bit, no doubt about that. It's not warm. In fact, it's very cold. Seeing the cloud cover in the distance, that's not exactly where the weather's coming from. It's coming from our right to left across the green, and the heavy cloud's not having any effect, but it is a little bit breezy, Terry, especially down green side.
Yes, just down there before the game started, you could pick up the breeze, and could that be having an effect on the players? First bowl from Dwayne Cameron falls a little short, but forced Mark Walton to change hands to go on to the left-hander's forehand, follow down the same line as Dwayne Cameron's first bowl, and the first time he has played a bowl on this hand during the final, and it's a pretty good opener as well. Dwayne Cameron also following down the right-hand side of the green as we look at it, and coming in close to the jack. The beautiful surface here at the Fendalton Bowling Club, the Cochlear Maniatota surface, a very fine weed and a perfect cover. The green running at around about the 17 to 18 seconds, so
here's the reply now from Mark Walton of England. He's dropped it a bit short as Cameron still has one coming this way in the semi-final. We mentioned earlier that Cameron got on a line, got his rhythm, and just planted his black bowls next to the jack, bowl after bowl, and that really broke open the game against Babu Khan that he won in the second set after drawing 6-all in the first. He won the second set 10-3 and dominated. But
2 seconds.
Mark Walton asking the marker, Mort Young, if he was one down, and clarifying he had 2 seconds, because I think you'll see the attacking shot, and certainly so, it's on his way. He's got to be close to the jack, and he gets the jack. Now, this is the scenario that we need to clarify for the viewers. The jack was taken out of bounds, taken outside the boundary peg, so it is replaced on a predetermined spot. Now, that spot that Mort Young has just placed the jack is 1.5 metres to the same side that the jack went out of bounds. It's 1.5 metres from the centre line and 2 metres from the ditch.
so now it's a battle of the draw. Which of these two players with their bowl can get the closest to score on this, the fourth end? Well, it's tidy, but not brilliant. Tidy, but not brilliant. Now, the battle of the draw, it'll be Mark Walton saying, can I beat that? If I beat that, I'll pick up a single on the fourth end. I'll lead by 6-3. Just having a look at the drive now from Mark Walton. Gets the jack, he slices it. It bounces out of the ring. Just that peg there indicates that it's out, and they've placed it there, as you can see on the bottom of the screen. And now it is Mark Walton looking to outdraw Dwayne Cameron, and he has done just that with this bowl here. Good bowl from Mark Walton, and he leads by 6-3 now after 4 of the 9 ends. And it was a battle of the draw. It wasn't a matter of drive after that. It was draw, draw, draw. Whoever got closest won the point.
Yes, also, of course, Dwayne had to be conscious of the fact that Mark held 2 shots. So there was one quite a distance up the green, but the toucher in the ditch, because it was a toucher, it hit the jack, it remained a live bowl when it went in the ditch. So Dwayne had to be very conscious of that, trying to get as close as possible to the jack, but didn't want to go in the ditch and give ample room to Mark Walton to draw another shot.
Mark Walton gives the mat away and says, Dwayne Cameron, you try and get one close first and put pressure on me. And Dwayne Cameron says to himself, I'll get one as close as I can. That'll put real pressure on the England player. And he's done just that. That's very close and close enough. So the challenge for Mark Walton, who's delivered that bowl, is to beat the bowl delivered by Dwayne Cameron, to then have the advantage in the shot. Doesn't quite get there, does he?
Second bowl, Dwayne Cameron. Oh, another very, very good bowl from Dwayne Cameron. 2 shots.
Quick action, he's quickly on the mat, isn't he?
Well, he doesn't muck around, he's made up his mind. On the jack, delivered the bowl. Underway.
So each player has 4 bowls delivered alternatively. And Cameron has got a nice line again, hasn't he? That's great grouping, great consistency, and very good play from Dwayne Cameron of New Zealand. Has 3.
On the drive, Mark Walton on the drive, 3 down, going for the jack again, and he's got the jack, and we're seeing a similar scenario to what we did on the previous end. However, on this occasion, I think the jack may have just stayed inside the boundary peg. Mort Young, the marker, has gone over to check, and we can see him in the distance. Mort Young has put a mark on the bank as to where it is, and there's the little golf ball sitting on top of the bank, which indicates where the jack is in the ditch. It's just inside that boundary peg, and we can see the red bowl in the ditch of Mark Walton.
Interesting here is this bowl is going to the green, which hasn't been played on before, so it's difficult, hasn't had the bowls running over it, and so anything that's close will be good. Will it stop? Yes, it does. That's a very good effort from Dwayne Cameron. Cross green that hadn't been played on, and so the speed was different than what he'd been playing, and he played very well.
Yes, a good bowl from Dwayne Cameron. Been put under a little bit of pressure with his last bowl in these last two ends. Both times having to draw to a jack that has been moved. Responded very well.
So here comes the last bowl from Mark Walton, the left-hander. He also is going out wide over that green that hasn't been played on, and it'll start to come back. Has to get inside the marker to stay in. Starts to break in now. He's played it pretty well, hasn't he? Here it comes in. You see it there. Does it stop? No! Yes, it does stop. You can't do any better than that, ladies and gentlemen. That is a superb display. How close is that? It's the 1, and it is 7-3. Mark Walton of England over Dwayne Cameron of New Zealand. So Dwayne Cameron delivers the jack. Terry Scott, that was a world-class display.
Oh, what a dream start for Mark Walton. Outstanding bowls the last two ends where he's had to play, and as we see the bowl again, can't get any closer than that. Right in front of the jack, just millimetres off the edge of the ditch.
Just inside the peg too. Goodness gracious, this is a superb display from both these players. And when you look at the scoreboard and you see it's 7-3, you think Dwayne Cameron's a little bit unlucky to be that far behind.
Oh, it's been the skill, the all-round skill of Mark Walton. We've seen him on the draw, we've seen him on the drive, and he's getting the results that he's been after. What excellent all-round bowls he's playing.
So Mark Walton has said again to Dwayne Cameron, you can take the mat, you can just determine the length. He's gone ditch to ditch, they call this. 2 metres for the mat, 2 metres for the jack. That's the distance from the ditch. You can see there the shot bowl of Dwayne Cameron just in front of the jack. And Mark Walton's reply, and beats Dwayne Cameron because his bowl's right next to the jack. What a display for viewers around the world this is. Right off, just falls out slightly, but it was right on target.
Measure for shot.
Sorry?
Measure for shot, all.
Measure for shot.
Thank you.
So you heard Mort Young say it's a measure for shot, too tight to call for Mort Young. We might have a look at this though with some technology if we have the opportunity. Yeah. But first of all, we're going to watch Mark Walton, his reply. Looks to be a little bit heavy. And it is, isn't it? But that's fairly tight. There it is, and you can see that,
well,
Terry Scott, I'm not calling.
No, I'm not going to make a decision on that. We could see both the bowls, both of them were touching the ring, very, very close.
And a good call from Mort Young, the marker. He said too close to call. I say it's a measure, and our graphic illustrates it is a measure. Here comes the bowl, though, isn't it? Drifting in beautifully on this surface. Just dropped it a fraction short, didn't he? But three grouped together.
Sorry?
Could I come
yes,
for a look?
please do. Yes.
This is interesting, isn't it? That (7-3) England over New Zealand after 6 of the 9 ends on this end. We've just seen so much brilliant draw play from both Mark Walton and Dwayne Cameron. It's too close to call the shot. We've had a good look at it through our technology, and also we've had some excellent help from our marker Mort Young, who says too close to call. It's a measure, but it's full length ditch to ditch, and we're seeing an amazing display of draw play. That's just trying to get the jack close to the try and get the ball close to the jack as we watch that ball go into the ditch. So he's lost it there. Now there's an opportunity for here, isn't there, Terry Scott? That red ball, if Dwayne Cameron's able to push that through, he's got some numbers.
Yes, Dwayne will certainly be looking at that red bowl. He's got the 3 black bowls immediately in front of the jack. Opportunity for him to push it through, stay there for 4.
Ball to come from each player on this, the 6th end in the first set. Set play here at the bowls. If you've just joined us, 2 sets, and then if it's 1 set all, if the sets are drawn, then we will go into tiebreaker ends. So into the first set of 9 ends, we've seen 5 so far. They're playing the 6th. Dwayne Cameron knows with a little bit of weight, if he just pushes through the red bowl, he would be in the money. It's on its way now from Dwayne Cameron. There's a scoreboard. See, he started off brilliantly, the New Zealander, with a 3, but he's clawed it back, has Mark Walton. And just a slip, a slide, and not the result, is it? Still a measure.
Yes, the last bowl of Dwayne Cameron rubbed off his own front once, was coming up towards the jack, and we can see it sitting there on a very precarious angle, the bowl on the right hand side of those 3. If that happened to roll over, I'm sure that would just about come in for the shot.
What do you think at home? Who do you think's got the shot? Is it the red bowl or the black bowl? Have an argument. Shall we have an argument, Terence?
I'm going to go for the red.
I think I'll... Oh, that's tight.
Come on, make a decision.
I'll go the black to make an argument. Of course, Mark Walton could save me with his last bowl, but he's going to slip past, isn't he? No change here, so we will have the measure to decide who has the shot, the red bowl or the black bowl. I took the black because I had a couple of chances. I thought the odds might help me, but they're not going to help me, so it's a battle between the 2. And they will ask the umpire. No, Ray Hunt's on the green. Yes, Ray Hunt, the umpire's decided to come on the green and have a look with his measure. Showing a lot of interest is Mark Walton. So what he does here, he looks at the black bowl with his measure, keeps that same length, and then swings it around and then has a look at the red ball to decide who is closest. Whoever loses at home goes to make a cup of coffee. Whoever loses here, Terry, apologises. Yes, please. Thank you very much. I hope you won at home too, because I'm feeling very, very good, as it is Mort Young that indicates 1 to Dwayne Cameron. 6 ends gone, 7-4 is the scoreline you see on screen now.
Yes, you tell me you're never wrong, Stu.
Dwayne Cameron on this end has taken the jack. Gee, it's an interesting strategy now, these sets play, Terry, when you've got the opportunity of either taking it or giving it away.
Taking the jack, looking to get his first bowl close, assert his dominance, but fails on this occasion, falling 2 or 3 metres short of the jack. Oh, it's well short of the jack. First bowl. There's Mark Walton, urges his bowl on, comes up short as well.
Mark Walton, the family man with 3 children, Louise, Amy and Dean. Louise is 10, Amy 8 and Dean 6, so I'm sure the family in England will be watching this with a lot of interest. And at home in New Zealand, you're watching Dwayne Cameron draw shot with his second. He is the closest now. He has one.
Last ball.
Jack low.
Yep.
Fendalton, where we're playing this game, is also one of the venues for World Bowls 2008, which will also be played at Papanui and Burnside. There's just more assistance. Ooh, just might have pushed it forward enough to make that more of a measure. But 2008 World Bowls being played in Christchurch, New Zealand, at Papanui, Burnside and this green here in Fendalton. Men's and women's combined for the first time. That's history making.
Yes, the first of the major events over the next 3 years that are being hosted by the city of Christchurch, as we see Dwayne Cameron walk back.
Which is a shot ball out of the 2.
Very satisfied, drawing another shot.
This one here.
Yep.
This the 3rd World Champion of Champions Singles, and in 2006 in November the 4th World Champion Singles will be held in Christchurch, followed by the Pacific and Asia Bowls Champions in January of 2007, Trans-Tasman Test Series between Australia and New Zealand, and then the pinnacle of it all, the World Bowls in January 2008.
So Dwayne Cameron's last bowl on this, the 7th end, has shot. Looking to make it 2, has 1, as indicated by our marker. Mort Young, does he have another shot here? So slips past, doesn't he? He has the 1 shot though. You can see clearly the top of the screen. Just have a look at our technology. You see it clearly, 1 shot. And close for the second, Terry Scott.
Very close for the second. The bowls that are below the jack on our screen. Very close between those 2.
So Cameron might hold 2. Walton looking to wrest the initiative away with his last bowl. Big bowl, this one for the English player. Will he get wooded or will he get round it? He gets round that. Now he's going for the shot. Oh, and he has it. Oh, superb weight control. And they're pretty happy, aren't they? That's Mark Walton's pairs teammate, 13-year-old Scott Burrell, and with his mother Lynn. And what a marvellous draw bowl that was. There's the shot for England. and 8-4. Dwayne Cameron has the mat again given to him. This is a very good lawn bowls game. Hope you're enjoying it at home, because this is top quality, world class at the World Bowls Champion and Champion Singles.
Yes, two of the top bowlers who have battled all week on this Fendalton green. 23 countries competing in the World Champion of Champions Singles. These players both having to go through round-robin sections throughout the week, culminating in the quarterfinals and semi-finals earlier on today, and now the two top players have come forth to the final.
Reply now from Mark Walton. Now Dwayne Cameron on his favoured hand, just loves it down this backhand side, coming from the right of your screen. As you can see it there, they really are playing well this way. Outstanding bowls from both players. It may be sedate, but it is very, very skilled on the draw. Sure, we have the aggression of the drive, which is excitement plus, but some of this magnificent draw play is a delight to watch. And they're quick too. They're very quick on the mat.
Yes, the players don't hesitate at all, make up their mind very early, decide which shot they're going to be playing. It's Dwayne Cameron, third bowl on this, the second last end of the first set. He's pretty much on target again. We didn't want any movement of the jack. He would have been moving it towards the direction of the red bowl.
Just looking at the scorecard, 8-4. Cameron has to score to stay in contention. If he doesn't score, he is out of the first set.
Yes, very important for Dwayne to score on this end. As you said, 4-shot difference.
Definitely one to Dwayne Cameron. You can see at the bottom of the screen there, Cameron with one bowl, Mark Walton with a bowl. There's the scoreline, 8-4. Dwayne Cameron trying to stay in the set. He has to score here. At the moment, he has the one shot. You can see at the bottom of your screen. That's the shot he needs to stay in the set. Scoreline 8-4. He needs to score to stay in the first set. At the moment, he has one shot. We've got one bowl to come from Mark Walton. And if Walton scores, he would win the first set. Dwayne Cameron has to score to stay in the match, and Walton down on his haunches just to seeing whether he will try and draw around and just press that bowl through, or whether he'll go trucking into his red bowl in the middle of the group.
I think he's looking to see if he can get a plant from that red bowl onto the Cameron bowl and to follow through and take out the bowl behind the jack.
So there's the bowls on the head. And that's the bowl he's trying to plant, that one on the left-hand side. If he hits that, hits the black bowl through, it'll hit the black bowl next to the jack, and he'll have the shot. So that's what he's looking to do. Former New Zealand player Terry Scott with that analysis, and he's right, of course. Here he is on the drive. He is pretty wayward, and I saw it straight down the line, of course, and it is going to be the one shot to Dwayne Cameron. Would he get two? I think it's just the one. We'll wait for Mort Young to let us know. He's going to say it's two. So it is 8-6 to Dwayne Cameron. He's back in the set now. Of course, a draw does count.
Yes, if Dwayne Cameron picks up another two on this, the ninth end, the last end of the first set, it's a drawn set. Dwayne had that experience in his semi-final this morning. The semi-final against Babu Khan from Fiji. It was a 6-all draw, and we'll be looking to at least try and get a draw again in this, the first set, and perhaps take the opportunity of picking up a 3 and winning the set.
So the last end of the first set with Mark Walton leading off. Dwayne Cameron said, you take the mat, you take the jack, you determine the length and see if you can put pressure on me. If you can't and leave a gap or a hole, I'm going to be up there. But that is a very good opening bowl, and he has taken the initiative.
Yes, a very good opening bowl from Mark Walton. It's a situation that Dwayne gave away the jack because he knew that he has to score 2 shots, and then he can come with his last bowl and try and play a shot to get those 2. But if he draws another one like this, he's going to be very close to picking it up, or he just drifts through the gap. Good response from Dwayne Cameron.
Any bowl, of course, behind the head could come into play, as often the jack comes back, and the black bowl that you can see at the bottom of your screen could come into play, any movement of the jack. Dwayne Cameron with his second, cutting across the front of the head, isn't it? And not too much weight. He needed to be playing up. He's put a bit of a block to that catcher, hasn't he, with that bottom red bowl?
Yes, he has, and Dwayne would be disappointed with that bowl. He's down on the head. He needs to score. He needs to score a 2. Falling short is not going to help that situation. It has forced Mark Walton to change his hand. He'll be looking to try and just get across the top of the shot bowls, and we can see it there quite clearly. Something around the back. At the moment, he's got 2 shots. The pressure is on Cameron.
Right on the tee for Mark Walton, nicely positioned. And now it's Dwayne Cameron on the draw. Walks off the mat and watches the progress as it comes in from the left side of your screen towards the area from Dwayne Cameron. Gets a touch of the jack and gives it a nudge, and he's probably a couple down.
Oh, very good bowl from Dwayne Cameron. A little bit unfortunate not picking up the jack clean because he was taking it to his own bowls. As we look at some very interested spectators, Walter Hadley, member of the Fendalton Bowling Club here. Great stalwart, of course, in cricket, but now a follower of the great game of bowls.
Age 92, so he's enjoying the action here at Fendalton. You can see clearly there 2 shots to Mark Walton, but of course he just needs 1 to win the first set. So Mark Walton with his last bowl of this, the first set of the final at Christchurch, New Zealand, and it drifts in quite nicely. Oh, just doesn't quite get there for Dwayne Cameron.
Very awkward situation for Dwayne Cameron. Mark Walton was looking to try and cover the 3 black bowls that we see on the right-hand side of the jack, in case there was any movement, but Dwayne Cameron is in a near impossible situation. He's got to look at trying to play with a little bit of weight, pick up the jack, might get a ricochet off the bowl that's immediately behind the red bowl, squirt the jack to the side. I think that's his only chance.
So that's the player in front. Mark Walton leads 8-6, has a couple of shots. It'll be Mark Walton watching intently this player, Dwayne Cameron. Last bowl, first set. Forehand side, right-hand side, and it's on its way. It'll come out of your screen from the left. Here it comes down towards the jack. Looks to be on target to do something. Gives it a shot, and he wins it 2! Has he got 2? What a sensational ball by the New Zealander. Sensational ball. He has picked up 2 shots, and it's a drawn first set, 8-all.
That was an outstanding, of course, exactly the way I called it, but it was an outstanding bowl from Dwayne Cameron.
Yeah. I thought it was going to slot them our balls down there, just fell out and turned in.
She's asking.
Here comes the ball from Dwayne Cameron that gives him 2 shots and ties the first set, and he's delighted. The Manurewa Cosmopolitan Club player has just played a sensational bowl, and he tied up the set by 8 each. And really, Terry Scott, bowls analyst, you called the shot and he played it.
It was an outstanding bowl from Dwayne. It epitomised the whole set. The ability of these two bowlers has been outstanding, and that was just a great finish to a set.
This is quality, this Lawn Bowls Clash. I have to say that in my experience of 12 years at bowls events around the world, this has got as much interest as I've ever had in a contest. This is great testament for me for the sets play concept. We had a huge high there on that last end, the 9th end of the first set. Now we've got more drama coming up in the second with that opener from Mark Walton.
Certainly so, the opening bowl from Mark Walton, finishing half a metre from the jack. And if this set is anything like the first, we're into for a great nine ends of bowls.
The reply now from Dwayne Cameron, right on target, in front of the jack. What will Walton's reply be? Dwayne Cameron, of course, has represented New Zealand in Zimbabwe. He's a player of a lot of ability, layback character. It's no drama at any stage, whether he's in front or whether he's behind. He's a fighter, gritty player, and a very good lawn bowler. To beat Rowan Brassey in the national titles here was testament to that.
3 inches.
And really, he's shown at 29 that he has a lot of talent in this game, and the talent for me, Terry Scott, to go further.
Certainly so. Dwayne has shown a great maturity in this game, and this has been epitomised throughout the semi-final and the final in particular. He has stuck to his draw game. He hasn't got himself flustered. Taken the time to have a look at the head like he is doing on this occasion, and then respond with playing some outstanding bowls.
The thing too is he's playing a very, very good English player. He's finished a fantastic record. International experience has this player here on camera is Mark Walton, 2004 England outdoor team, 2004 Hong Kong Classic singles winner, and 2004 the Hong Kong Classic pairs winner. That's a great international achievement, and his outdoor experience and achievements is equal to that. So the English player Mark Walton is a very good player in all conditions, as we're seeing here on greens that are quicker than he's used to. And for Dwayne Cameron, he's matching with every bowl.
Yes, we can see the 2 red bowls from Mark Walton at the bottom of the screen. Dwayne Cameron pairing them off. He holds 1 shot at the present time. Very few options for Walton. Go back to the draw, stick to the draw. On his backhand, the left-hand bowler. Looks to be very close, looks to be very much on target. Coming into the jack, how good is he? He's excellent. What a great bowl from Mark Walton. Man, the bowls here is just outstanding. Trailing the jack a metre, bringing into play one of his bowls behind the head. Now got 2 shots, Mark Walton.
Well, he was right on cue, wasn't he? As I was describing the brilliance of him, and here he is on the draw. Deft weight, superb line, the jack and 2 shots. Really outstanding, this player, and he was pretty pleased, wasn't he? He's up for, there's no doubt about that. Now the reply from the New Zealander, Dwayne Cameron, with his last bowl, 2 down. In this, the second set. He could get a rest here towards the back. No, he doesn't need the rest, does he? But he does just cut out 1, and it'll be Mark Walton that'll pick up just the 1 on this, the first end of the second set. 1-0 Mark Walton over Dwayne Cameron, with it locked together 8-all in that first set.
Yes, there's one of the younger brigade watching the bowls here today at the Fendalton Bowling Club, Olivia Davids from the Burnside Bowling Club, the winner of the National Secondary School Singles in 2005, and just been recently selected to represent New Zealand in the under-18 squad.
It's an Asia Pacific tournament, that one, isn't it? So great effort by the Burnside player. A lot of young people now involved in bowls in secondary schools, and also, of course, at national level. with opportunities of travel. I'm sure that this type of action we're seeing in the sets play will bring even more interest with the younger brigade.
And we only need to look at the achievements yesterday of the 19-year-old Malaysian, Yani Azmi, who went on to win this women's title for 2005, the Champion of Champions woman for 2005. The opportunities there for the younger brigade now in the game of bowls is just quite outstanding.
And Mark Walton is on song. He's drawing like a mustard plaster now, right alongside the jack. Just need to tell listeners that at the moment there is not hardly even a breath of wind. It is just so still, which is ideal conditions for the game of bowls. And it's ideal for Dwayne Cameron as he trails the jack back for shot. Oh, superb conditions, superb green surface and superb bowlers.
One on the major.
Can I come and have a look, please?
Yes, please. Yep.
Yes, Mark Walton asking the marker, Mort Young, what the position is. Indicated that it was one and a measure. And then Mark Walton asking if he could come and visit the head. Remember that the players, if they wish to visit the head before the delivery of their third bowl, they have to get the permission of the marker. After the third bowl is played, they can go out at their own free will. Mark Walton, having been up to the head, have a look, try to clarify the position.
I guess they'd only say no if it was deemed to be time wasting or not a necessity. Often they would say yes, that's fine, and that's what the purpose is, just to quickly do it. Now, what I like about Mark Walton too, he doesn't muck around strolling. He sort of jogged up, kept it in action, and I think that a lot of people will be surprised just how quick these sets take place. I think it's over a little bit quicker than people imagine sometimes.
Yes, it certainly is, and when you've got players who are quick off the mat and quick to play their bowls like Mark Walton, it doesn't take too long at all.
Dwayne Cameron, of course, from Manrawiwa, which is south of Auckland. They have a very big tournament there, pairs, and Homai often involved in that too. When he won the national singles, it was Dwayne Cameron out of the Homai club, now out of the Manrawiwa Cosmopolitan Club. And just as Mark Walton's friends and family will be watching this game, I'm sure that at Manrawiwa Cosmopolitan Club they will be watching this very closely indeed and very proud of this performance. I could see Barry Drabble, one of the organisers of the tournament there, just beaming.
Yes, and we can have a quick look and see that there's definitely the one shot, the black bowl on top of the jack, very close for the second shot, just favour the red bowl at the top of the screen. But certainly very close, both players wandering around, having a look to try and determine for themselves.
The sun's out here at Fendalton. Take down the umbrellas and put on the suntan lotion. Cover up because it's arrived. Welcome to Christchurch, New Zealand, the sun. It's turned out well, hasn't it? But it could have been a disaster if he had got on to the bowl that's near his jack.
Yes, dicing with fire a little bit, Dwayne Cameron. He had plenty of weight, looking to draw another shot.
Let's have a look at it then on the screen, and you can see definitely one. What do you think, Terry? It's tight the second. Too tight.
Oh, I don't want to make two mistakes in one game.
Yes, could cost you quite dearly after a hard day at bowls. So he's playing positively, Mark Walton, towards the head, towards the area. Gets nothing. And Dwayne Cameron says, I'll take out one.
Yeah, have you got a shirt, please?
They'll have a look at the second shot. Dwayne Cameron's claimed one, and they'll measure. Mark Walton will do the measuring. See, just touches the bowl with the end of the measure, and now he'll swing it around and have a look at his own bowl.
Umpire, please.
Yes, it was tight. The rings indicated that to us, that it was very tight, that second shot. And sure enough, Ray Hunt. Now Ray Hunt will go out, and he's got his handbag with him. He's got the measure, the calipers, the long measure, and doesn't he look lovely with that handbag on the green? Wonder if he's got a suntan lotion in there too. His bowls handbag. That's where the handbag shot might come from when you don't really play any shot at all. Sorry, Terry.
I think we need some clarification on that.
Term we use sometimes in the commentary is the handbag shot, when you're not really playing anything. You're not drawing, you're not driving, you've really made up your mind, and it's a nothing sort of bowl. But that handbag there is a very important carrier of utensils for an umpire. And yes, now we'll go around to the black bowl to have a look at that. That's the Dwayne Cameron bowl. It's tight, isn't it? Very tight indeed. And it's red, so it'll be just the one bowl shot to Dwayne Cameron, and two ends gone, and it's locked together at 1-1. So Dwayne Cameron says, you have the jack, you decide the length, and quite frankly, that's playing so well over nearly every length that length is no longer an issue.
No, I don't think it is at the present time. The bowls have been outstanding. No one has dominated any particular length. Therefore, the winner of the end is giving the jack away.
And we should talk about the possibility of it being a drawn second set. If that's the case, we go to the tiebreaker 3 ends, best of 3, to decide who is the champion of champions title holder of 2005. Much more pleasant conditions now. The bowl now from Mark Walton, right on target again from Walton. Gets just a touch of the yellow and slides past, has 2. Cameron quickly into his work from the mat. They really are just kicking this along fairly quickly, these players. Makes it exciting, makes the crowd very interested in the action. And this is coming in for shot for Dwayne Cameron. Excellent bowl from Cameron. Look at the sun hats, they're out now. The sun hats have replaced the umbrellas here at Fendalton.
Mark Walton, third bowl, looking to follow down a similar line than his first two. Movement of the jack is what he will be looking for. To be coming up short. Unfortunately for him, it comes up short, just rubs off the black bowl of Dwayne Cameron. This will still be the one shot as we get the indication from Mort Young, the marker. The blue lollipop is put in the air, the blue relating to the blue disc, as we can see on the Dwayne Cameron bowls. One shot to Dwayne Cameron.
Going around the world a bit, that one from Dwayne Cameron changed hands. He's mainly concentrated his attack down the other side. He just drifted one down that forehand and very wide. Locked together at 1-all, as you see in the second set after it was 8-all in the first. At the moment on the head, it is Dwayne Cameron that has the shot. We'll see a bowl now from Mark Walton, then we'll see a bowl from Dwayne Cameron, and that will complete the third end.
Yes, the fourth bowl, the last bowl on the third end from Mark Walton. Tracking towards the jack, he looks to be pretty much on target. He's certainly going to get the shot. Oh, what an excellent last bowl, and a movement of the jack as well. I think it's maybe still only one. Possibilities of bringing the front bowl into contention. Dwayne Cameron, you can see the feet of him as he looks over the top. What a great bowl from Mark Walton. The option's not huge for Dwayne Cameron in this situation. He only has the one bowl on the head, and we can see it there, a good measure with the rings in place. We can see definitely one shot to Mark Walton, and very, very close for the second shot. Dwayne Cameron will just be on the draw, coming down on the forehand, looking to get the shot, draw it cold, or turn over his front bowl up onto the jack.
So it's on its way from Dwayne Cameron. His last bowl on this, the third end of the second set. Two chances, either his own bowl, as you can see top of the white line, or the shot bowl. Gets neither, but definitely makes certain he's got the second shot. We go to Mort Young just for his indication. There goes out the one bowl, one shot that Dwayne Cameron's going to give, and it's Mark Walton that laughs and says, I might have a look at it. So instead, Dwayne Cameron says, I'll look with the measure, you watch me. So the measure for Dwayne Cameron to determine if it's 2. And now to his black bowl. Go back to my one, says Mark Walton. Champion sticker there. Just the one. Dwayne Cameron gives a wry smile and says, perhaps I was right. And it is Mark Walton that leads 2-1, 2-1. And nice crowd too in at Fendalton. The sun hats have come out too with a little bit of sunshine. And the umbrellas have been put away here. It's been interesting. There's been contrast of weather conditions, heavily clouded, and then it comes a bit of blue sky and a bit of nice sunshine, then it's back to cloud. But that's pretty nice, isn't it, as you look towards the sun, and a bit of blue sky too. Good reply from Mark Walton with the shot, so he wins the battle. There's the England and New Zealand flag just to flutter in the breeze as it just builds slightly, then it'll collapse away from us and it'll be still again. So it's just a nice cooling breeze, and I have to say it is cool. Just so impressed by the pace of the players. It's just so good to see players prepared to play at pace. Keeps the game moving. But that's not moving, is it? That's very, very short. It's a shocker, and he knows it. Use the cloth just to take any kotzer off the surface of the bowl. And I think it's part of the setup too, isn't it?
It's just part of the process that the bowler goes through in preparation for playing his shot. Just a bit of moisture or weed that's sitting on the bowl as Dwayne Cameron slips past the shot bowl of Mark Walton, but fails to move the jack far enough to bring his back bowls into the count. Just gets a little tickle on the jack.
Only one.
How far is Dwayne's second ball behind, please?
It's about a metre behind the jack.
Thank you.
Voice of Mort Young. The marker here at the action at Fendalton. Not there, is he? Again, fair bit of space still between jack and bowl.
No, two.
Last bowl being played on this end. It's the fourth end. At the moment, indication that it's 2 shots to Mark Walton. And Dwayne Cameron looking to save. It's big. At the moment, 2 shots down. Needs to be in the area, and he's not. A little bit of a breeze I just picked up in the last couple of minutes. Changing conditions, heavy cloud coming over here at Fendalton. Pick up on the breeze, and I think it's just put a little bit of a break on those bowls.
Oh, it certainly did have an effect. You could see the bowls coming in towards the jack and then pulling up very quickly, a lot quicker than what they had previously, going into the face of the breeze that had developed.
So last bowl from Mark Walton, big bowl for Walton, has 2. Does he want the bonus here at Fendalton in 2005? Has 2, looking to make it 3. It's on its way now. Looking for the 3rd shot. Plenty of encouragement from the crowd. Gets a slide. Gets another shot. He wanted the bonus. And Mark Walton, he got the bonus, got the 3, and leads by 5 to 1. Mark Walton has given the mat away to Dwayne Cameron. 5-1, 4 ends gone. For Dwayne Cameron, he would want to score soon.
Yes, we're at the halfway stage of the second set, and Dwayne Cameron certainly won't be wanting to drop any more shots. The pressure will go on him if he fails on this end. Opening bowl though, 18 inches from the jack.
A shot, please.
2 feet.
2 feet.
2 feet.
Second bowl from Dwayne Cameron. Trying to negotiate the short bowl of Walton. Oh, the bowl just got affected again by the breeze. It ducked it in. It looked to be rounded all the way. Mark Walton asking, after the first bowl had been delivered, how far short the Cameron bowl was. It's directly in line from the jack, and he needed some indication how much room he had to try and draw the shot.
So Cameron still has the shot. Now he hasn't got that bowl in the running that he had before. Now he just came off the mat then because he's got a bit of a breeze. Now delivers. Second set, England lead 5-1 after the first set was tied 8-all. On the head is Dwayne Cameron that has shot. The reply now from Mark Walton, his second to last bowl, his third bowl in this, the fifth end. Looks to be on target too. It's coming in nicely. That's good enough for shot itself. Now
the situation now is difficult for Cameron. He only has the one bowl on the head. He's got to be very careful if he plays with weight towards the shot bowl. Sitting adjacent to the jack, the black bowl of Dwayne Cameron, half a metre in front of the jack. Looking to draw. We can see the red shot bowl of Mark Walton. Dwayne Cameron, last bowl on this, the 15, one down. Needs to score to keep himself in this match. He's on a pretty good line. Hasn't got the weight to reach it. It's definitely the one shot to Mark Walton, and he can drive the nail into the coffin if he scores another one here and jumps out to a 7-1 lead.
so has one. That's it there, the shot bowl, the red bowl from Mark Walton. Now he has a bowl to come, and this again is the bonus bowl. Last time he had the bonus bowl, he picked up the second shot that he was after, an extra shot. So will he on this occasion, the left-hander from England, giving it a chance. Now it's a matter of just what happens. I think the weight is too much, isn't it? It's going to fly past. And that's exactly what does happen. Dwayne Cameron indicates one. He says thank you. It's indicated also by Mort Young, and it is 6-1. 6-1. After now 5 ends in the second set, after it's locked together, as you see on screen, 8-all in that first set. 8-all in the first set, 5-1 in the second. 6-1 after that shot, and really the crowd are enthralled. And for Dwayne Cameron, it's time to score.
Yes, the balancing act now starts getting it done. The final 4 ends in the second set. Dwayne will say, I have to pick up at least a single or 2 on this end, keep myself going. 4 ends to score 5 shots, remembering that the first set was tied, and if there is a tie in the second set, the players go into a 3-end tiebreaker. The winner of 2 ends will take out the title as the champion of champion for 2005.
Great first ball from Dwayne Cameron. Remembering that the New Zealander Sharon Sims also in the final, beaten by Yani Azmi of Malaysia. And so the hometown hope here, Dwayne Cameron also in the final against England's Mark Walton. How about this for a reply? Just a touch on the jack. Gets the mark on it in case that ball ends up in the ditch, then it would be live. That's Sharon Sims, beaten the final yesterday of the women's event. And now Dwayne Cameron on screen in the final of the men's event. Hometown conditions, I'm sure, will be of assistance to New Zealand players, not only in Champions events, but also the World Bowls in 2008.
ball and Dwayne's ball in relation to the jack, please?
Your ball's about 3 inches in front.
Yeah.
Dwayne's ball is deck level.
Thank you.
Mark Walton asking the marker, Walt Young, for a position of bowls, get a perspective of the head. Help him decide what shot he's going to play. Playing with weight drifting down the side, getting a good bowl in behind.
At 39 years of age, Mark Walton, experienced internationally and also on the England scene. Dwayne Cameron at 29, still a big bowls career in front of him. He's proving here on the international stage he has the capabilities. Not considered at the moment a New Zealand prospect for the Commonwealth Games team, which will be named on TV1 this afternoon. The men's and women's side for the Commonwealth Games, and yes, TV1 with Stu and Terry Scott will be bringing you action from that event as well. But I hope it's a bit warmer than this, Terry, in Melbourne in March.
Yes, at this time of the year in Christchurch, it should be even a little bit better.
Probably 13 degrees for our viewers around the world. And what about that shot, the jar shot, the Peter Keane jar shot, jarred out the shot bowl and has 2 shots.
Oh, an excellent bowl from Mark Walton. Played with beautiful weight to get the cannon, the bowl, the red bowl onto the black bowl, push it off the head.
Just the 1 shot indicated there. Here it comes again. The jar shot jars out the black bowl, leaves his other bowl there, and he's pretty pleased, isn't he? And animated. But just the 1 shot. The action on the green's hot. The climatic conditions are cold. And not quite for Dwayne Cameron. So again, bonus opportunity for Mark Walton, and he's got a fair bit of space to draw that bonus bowl too. To score 2, has 1, leads 6-1 after 5 ends. You can see there the shot bowl. Well, I suppose it's not a lot of space really when you look at it closely, but he'll be striving to try and get another shot. The more shots between him and Dwayne Cameron, the more chance of taking out the World Champion of Champions title. Not quite there, is it? Just the 1. It is, and it is England leading with Mark Walton by 7-1 after 6 ends, and 7-1, 8 all in the first. It's Mark Walton with the advantage. Pressure starting to build on Dwayne Cameron. He scored a single in the second, and then it's been one-way traffic. What about this shot then from Mark Walton of England? Ditch to ditch, 2 metres out the mat, 2 metres out from the ditch, the jack, and he plants it right next to the canary.
Yes, consistent bowls being played by Mark Walton throughout this final. Evidenced in the first set when he led by 8-4. However, Dwayne Cameron coming back, picking up 2 twos to square the set at 8-all. But it's been all one way in the second set. Dwayne Cameron scoring a single shot on the second end. But Mark Walton forging ahead, looking for the title. 7-1 up, 3 ends to play.
Dwayne Cameron with the bowl into the ditch, playing with a little bit of weight. He knows he's got to try and score. He was attacking. On line again, this bowl from Mark Walton just slips past. One bowl each now for Dwayne Cameron and Mark Walton to complete action on the 7th end. On the raid is Dwayne Cameron looking for the jack or the shot bowl, and he gets nothing.
Well, an opportunity to shut out this game for Mark Walton. Bowls past the jack. Any movement of the jack back could bring them into play.
7-1 the scoreline for England over New Zealand. Also, it is Mark Walton that has one shot. He's got the bonus bowl in his hand. It's on its way now, has one, looking to make it 2 in the last bowl of this end. Any movement of the jack will favour him as well. It'll help him. He slips past any trail of the jack, and he was in the big money, as you can see from those red bowls at the bottom of the screen. He picks up the 1, and that's the scoreline. We'll get 1 for Mark Walton. He leads by 8-1, 8-1. There it is on screen. Just 2 ends remaining, 8-1. It's now calculation time.
Yeah, just about.
Yes, a very difficult task for Dwayne Cameron. 2 ends to be played. Second set, looking to at least try and get up for a draw, so it's important that Dwayne Cameron must score at least a 3 on this end. He must score at least a 3 and a 4, 7 shots in the next 2 ends to get up for a draw.
So unless Dwayne Cameron can score a 3 here, the match will be all over. It'll be Mark Walton. And he's played it pretty well first up. Kerry Clark, Mr. Bowls, well known in circles as the Chief Executive of Bowls New Zealand, also heavily involved in the World Bowls scene as well, watching the action, and I'm sure he'll be absolutely thrilled with the quality of play at Fendalton today. Cameron with 1. Remember, he needs 3. Well, he's got 2, hasn't he? Very good start, solid start from Cameron.
2 excellent bowls from Dwayne Cameron. Remembering he has to score 3 to stay in this game. 7 points behind, 8-1 down, 2 ends to play. Each set only 9 ends. First set drawn. Dwayne Cameron looking to pick up a 3 or a 4.
Nervous start from Mark Walton. Cameron 2, looking to make it 3. He's a real fighter, this player from New Zealand. That's the fighting spirit of the man. That's 3. might see now a bit more aggression from Mark Walton. Pensive Dwayne Cameron, knows he's got 3. On the drive is Mark Walton from England and hits nothing. He's a character. Now he wants one more, Dwayne Cameron, to get another shot to give him 4.
Yes, well, we recall the first set. Dwayne Cameron coming back with an outstanding last bowl to pick up 2 shots and halve the first set. And now we see his 4th bowl coming in. Will it stop in time to give him 4? Drifts past. Won't be happy with that. An opportunity to put the real pressure on Mark Walton.
Mark Walton with his last bowl, an opportunity to win the set with this bowl if he can A, reduce the count, or B, get the jack. He's got the jack and he's got the win. Marvellous Mark Walton of England is the world champion in champion singles winner in 2005. Hats off to both players. They were sensational, and isn't he delighted? The England flag comes out. He goes over and sees his 13-year-old pairs teammate Scott Burrell. It was a sensational game, 10-1. Mark Walton over Dwayne Cameron. He takes out the match. So here is the winner of what was a memorable game, Mark Walton of England over Dwayne Cameron of New Zealand. The first set 8-all. The second set he won 9-1. It was marvellous. Look at the hit of the jack. It's of course placed on the dot. That didn't matter because he just had the back bowl, and also Dwayne Cameron had one back there as well. It was a sensational drive, and getting the jack back showed that not only is he deft on the draw, but he also has great drives as well.
Yes, the all-round skills of Mark Walton came home today at the Fendalton Bowling Club, particularly in the second set. He certainly played the better bowls of the 2 players today and a deserved winner.
So everybody's pretty keen to congratulate the winner of the singles title here at Fendalton. Twice now the New Zealanders have been runners-up, Sharon Sims and now Dwayne Cameron. The crowd will wait, I'm sure, for the presentation.
Well, what a stunning final, and there's no doubt about it. I think the crowd appreciated the play of these 2 men today, but congratulations to you, Mark. You must be delighted with that.
Thank you. Dream come true. As I say, to come over here and to win this is marvellous. My main aim was to just get through the qualifiers and then, you know, see what happens from there, so really pleased.
Dwayne, the New Zealand fans obviously disappointed with you, but for you, not with you, because you've made the final, and that was a grand effort. Tell that the first set when you looked to be down and out, and then a brilliant bowl in the last.
I thought I had the win, actually, to be quite honest with you. I thought I got 3, but yeah, just locked on one of the bowls, and that's what happens.
and different in the second set, you couldn't quite get into it.
No, Mark's just a world-class player, and he showed it in the last set, and I'm just happy to be here.
Happy to be here. You played very well, Dwayne, and congratulations to you as the runner-up in this tournament. You're the 2005 champion. You've travelled a long way for this. I bet you've enjoyed yourself, you've had great support, and most of all, you've kept it off with a brilliant display.
Thank you. Yeah, the people in New Zealand are so friendly. Since we got here, everybody's been welcoming, made friends, been marvellous. The support as well from the side. It keeps you going when you're down, so marvellous.
So you'll celebrate tonight, no doubt, with a whole lot of bowlers here at Fendalton, and then what's up for you?
Fly back home tomorrow, and back indoors we've got our national championships on indoors. We're playing indoors at the moment, so I've been indoors for 2 months before I came here, but these are quicker than our indoor greens, so I might have a Diet Coke or 2 tonight.
Mark Walton, ladies and gentlemen, and Dwayne Cameron, champion and runner-up for the 2005 World Bowls champion after a brilliant final. So there it is. We've seen this final. We'll be back for the presentation, and also we'll have a look at some highlights and also announce the Commonwealth Games team from New Zealand to go to Melbourne in March of next year.
again. Hi.
Oh my God, and they didn't tell me you.
Joy.
So after the presentation, I throw to highlights of the women's final.
But before that, hot teas. So can we have the signage just around on here, standing by? Okay, happy with that?
There's so much paper here. What am I going to do with it? Can I give you the... Karina, just hang on.
Coming back on 6.
I'm working off you, Mike. Okay.
I'm frozen. I'm like, it's terrible. Yes, but still it didn't rain. That's the main thing. It really was.
Tiebreaker end.
Once I've done this, I'll step away so that they're... Yeah. Yep. Welcome back to the Pendleton Bowling Club in Christchurch, where we've witnessed a marvellous final between two outstanding bowlers here before a very appreciative crowd in somewhat cooler conditions now. So it's time to make the presentations, and joining me here at the top table, Betty Collins, who's the President of World Bowls, and with her Joy Gilson, the President of New Zealand Bowls. So it's time now to present the runners-up trophy, and the runner-up trophy goes to the New Zealand champion. Runner-up today is Dwayne Cameron. Congratulations to Dwayne Cameron, and now, as the 2005 World Bowls Champion of Champions singles player, all the way from England, an outstanding performance. The champion is Mark Walton. So there's our champion, Mark Walton of England, beating Dwayne Cameron of New Zealand in the final. We've got more coming up for you. We've got the highlights now of the women's final from yesterday, which went to a tiebreaker. We joined this final in the third set of that tiebreaker. And after that, of course, stand by, because we have the Commonwealth Games announcement, the New Zealand team to go to Melbourne in March of next year.
The first tiebreaker end. And it will be the Malaysian who will deliver her bowl first. So 3 tiebreaker ends. It's not a matter of how many shots you get, but it's a matter of how close you get, Terry Scott, with this one.
Yes, one shot's enough on any end in the tiebreaker. It's the winning of the end that counts, and the first player who wins 2 of those 3 ends will win and take out the title as the world champion.
Great start from the Malaysian, right next to the jack. You just can't do better than that. Yani Hasmay's put the pressure on with the first bowl. So Sharon Sims with her reply. At the moment, it is Yanni Asme with the shot. It's now Sharon Sims's opportunity to wrest that advantage away.
Second bowl from Yanni Asme. Coming towards the head, an excellent opening bowl and another great bowl, just finishing around about 1 metre past the jack. And that's 2 good bowls on the opening end of the tiebreaker. If there's an opportunity to get the crowd excited, it's certainly the tiebreaker.
Sharon Sims. A job to do in this first tiebreaker sudden death end. Coming towards the head nicely. Will it stop? Not quite, but it could fall back, but still not quite enough to get the shot. Still just the one to Malaysia. Remembering, it's not a matter of shots, it's just the closest bowl to the jack at the end of the tiebreaker end wins the tiebreaker end.
Sharon will be pleased with that bowl. It gives her a chance now to perhaps play with a little bit more weight to the head. She's got a good second shot. She's got a back bowl. Chances to play right to it, but Yanni Asme says, I'm going to be there as well. So now it's going to be interesting. What effect will that bowl have on the anticipated shot of Sharon Sims? I think Sharon might have to look at changing her hand. She needs to play with some weight.
Yes.
Try to get some disturbance. She's got opportunities by coming down on her backhand of bringing the jack right to the back. She's got a bowl 2.5 metres past the jack.
Sharon Sims, and this is the first tiebreaker end. One down, as you can see there on the head, the pink bowl to the right of the jack. That's the shot, that's closest. If it stays like that, she will lose the first end, Sharon Sims, and Yanni Asme will win it. So, crucial bowl from Sharon Sims, her second to last. Nicely weighted, nicely played. Now, what will she get? The bowl, gets the bowl and just runs through. That was a bad result for how she played it. So, Sharon Sims played it a superb weight, superb line. And as you can see there at home, who has got the shot? The left-hand pink bowl or the right-hand blue bowl? Whoever's got that at the moment holds the advantage in the first tiebreaker end. Bowl to come from Yanni Asme and a bowl to come from Sharon Sims. That too is in the count, if not shot itself. That is the shot.
Yes, a great bowl from Yanni Asme. Last bowl on the first end of the tiebreaker, draws the shot, puts the pressure back onto Sharon Sims.
So Sharon Sims, first end of the tiebreaker, important bowl. It's sudden death time now. You see it clearly. The shot closest to the jack, that's all that matters at the moment. Probably might even have the second one as well, the Malaysian. So Sharon Sims playing down the forehand side. She's just playing on to the pink bowls. Any movement of the jack may assist her if it goes the way of her blue bowls. It's a crucial bowl in this, the first tiebreaker end. Remember, there's 3 tiebreaker ends. Best of 3 wins, Champion of Champions 2005. It's on its way from Sharon Sims of New Zealand up against Yani Azmi of Malaysia. Looks wide to me. The line is wide, and it will be the first tiebreaker end will go to Yani Azmi. So it is 1-0.
1-0, first end of the tiebreaker. Sharon Sims has to do what she did in the semi-final. Semi-final, remember that she went into the tiebreaker as well against Celia Smith. Lost the first end and picked up the second and third end to win that match, and now she has to look for a repeat of that performance to take out this title.
Crowd enjoying the closeness of the competition here at Fendalton. 2 semi-finals have gone to tiebreakers. Now it's the final into the tiebreaker. Good conditions, plenty of excitement amongst the Malaysian contingent. And Jack delivered. Interest here, Terry, on who takes the Jack or gives away the match. Would you like the last bowl?
Yes, well, throughout this game, the person who has won the previous end has taken the Jack on all occasions.
What an opener from the Malaysian singles player, Yani Azmi, right alongside the Jack. You can't do any better than that.
Second end of the tiebreaker. Yani Azmi already got 1 end in the bag. Looking to capitalise on that. Holds 1 excellent shot. Coming in with her second bowl. And across the face of the Jack. It's another counter. Desperate times for Sharon Sims if she wishes to take out this title. Needs to win this end. Force the third end.
Just so much pressure here at Fendalton as Sharon Sims striving to win the second tiebreaker end to stay in contention. She did it the hard way in the semi-final against Celia Smith, and she slipped past again. With 1 looking to make it 2. That doesn't matter, it's getting the closest to the Jack that counts. And behind the Jack, of course, is the perfect result. Is it a slice of heaven or a slice of hell? It's a... Ooh, what do you think about that?
Very close, and I'm sure that Sharon will be asking the marker for some indication as to who has the shot. I favoured the pink bowl. It just, to me, looked to be the one that was close to the Jack, and the marker Anne Wright indicates to Sharon Sims that she is 1 down.
Third of 4. There you can see the indication clearly that it's the pink bowl that's got the shot. That's the Malaysian bowl. Playing with just a little bit of weight this time, Sharon Sims. Would need a big slide. Just gets her own two, and now she's no worse off because whoever's closest wins. But Terry, it's very difficult for Sharon Sims now.
It's getting difficult for her, certainly so, and I'm sure that we'll see Yani Azmi come back. Perhaps look at putting a bowl past the jack, past the blue bowl of Sharon Sims, because Sharon is going to have to play with some sort of weight to try and remove the shot bowl with her last.
So here it is, Yani Azmi from Malaysia has the closest shot. Now the delivery, she may be going quite easily towards one of the dots that's on the ground, the spots on the ground, because that's where the jack could be replaced to. That's what she's doing. She's going towards the back and played it pretty well too.
She'll certainly be happy with that bowl. She needed to get one past the blue bowl of Sharon Sims, the bowl that was sitting just beyond the jack. She goes back and studies the head and looks to be reasonably relaxed and says, at the moment, I've got the title in the bag, one bowl to go.
So Sharon Sims of New Zealand, one bowl to go in this, the second tiebreaker end. Needs to save to win. There's Yani Azmi. There was expectation. So here we are with Sharon Sims of New Zealand. Last bowl. Just so much excitement here. She'll be on attack. Frees her arm and a hand, and then it's on its way now. Sharon Sims always narrow. It's a great victory for the Malaysian. Yani Azmi of Malaysia. She wins the Champion of Champions singles in 2005. What a marvellous performance. Look at the Malaysian support team. They are delighted. And really, she came onto a game so well in that second set, continued on in the tiebreaker, and the young 19-year-old is a champion in 2005.
So highlights from yesterday's women's final. That final, a tiebreaker game, was very, very exciting indeed. And Yani Azmi, the 19-year-old from Malaysia, is now the 2005 champion. So that was a great day yesterday. We've already seen a magnificent day's bowls today with the final. But now another highlight of today's bowls coverage here on One Sport is the announcement of the New Zealand Commonwealth Games team to attend next year's Commonwealth Games in Melbourne. And the women's, Jo Edwards, the world champion in 2004, will be the singles representative. The sisters team up in the pairs, and the triple, Val Smith will skip Sharon Sims and Serena Matthews, who's making her debut in the New Zealand colours in March in Melbourne next year. To the men, Russell Meyer will play single. Rowan Brassey, who made his debut in the Commonwealth Games in 1982 in Brisbane, comes back with Jamie Hill. And Gary Lawson returns to Commonwealth Games colours, and he'll be in the triple, skipping the triple with Justin Goodwin and Richard Gervin. So that's the team that will carry New Zealand's hopes at the Commonwealth Games in March in Melbourne. And some of those players have been there and played in Melbourne. They know what conditions are like, and I'm joined by three of them here, particularly Jean Khan. First of all, Jean, it'll be nice, I suppose. Congratulations, first of all, but nice to be teaming up with your sister in the Commonwealth Games and wearing the black colours and hopefully chasing gold.
Oh, look, we were absolutely thrilled when we first heard. I mean, I said to Ashley, had Marina heard? And he said, yes, I've rung her, and of course I got a hold of her, and we had a bit of a tonguey over the phone, and of course thinking of Mum, because it was 2 years ago with the Asia Pacific, her passing, but absolutely wonderful. I mean, after playing the triples at the Asia Pacific, I was very surprised. Yeah. I've been at their last Commonwealth Games, played in the four with Anne Lomas, and this is an absolute thrill. Yeah. And to have my sister beside me, well, I know we're going to go for it.
Well, I bet you are. Well, I think you all will. Excuse me as I walk across you. But Sharon, yesterday, and we've just seen highlights of that again. I know you don't want to talk about it, the final, but that was great getting into the final anyway. You've got better things in mind now. You've had such a great success as world champion and Commonwealth Games golds. This is a change for you, though, going to the triple as opposed to the pair at the last Commonwealths.
Yes, back into the triple. I've been in the triple for world bowls before. So really looking forward to that, actually. Being in the middle of the triple's a good spot top for me. Smithy and I get on well, and Serena trialled superbly through all the trials. She really deserves a chance. So yeah, really looking forward to it.
She is a newcomer, and a lot of people even around here are saying, oh, who is this woman? So how good is she? Have you been impressed?
I have been impressed. She's also played in the PBA and given some of the top men players a bit of a run for their money. So she's a player who'll work hard and no, she'll go well off the front, I believe.
Sure. So Gary Lawson, has Serena given you a run for your money? Have you played against her?
Luckily, no. Pretty happy about that too.
Yeah. I think I last saw you at Vancouver at the Commonwealth Games in '94, wasn't it? Was that your last Commonwealth Games?
Yeah, last long time between drinks, John. So pleased to be back into the Commonwealth team and really looking forward to it.
You teamed up with Gervin and Goodwin in Melbourne just recently with success?
Yeah, we had a good trot there. We won 10 out of 10, won the gold. So, but it's going to be a lot tougher at Commonwealth. Obviously, the UK countries and South Africa, they're going to be the teams to beat. So we're going to have to raise our game a notch or two.
Okay, well, from the two women, thank you, Gary, for that. Just the conditions and the facilities at Melbourne, what did you think of them, Sharon?
The greens have got a little bit of improving to do, but I think by March they will be there. Considering what a short time they've been down, they're actually not too bad. Okay. So it was good to be there, good to experience what that wind's like there. It's an exposed venue, so yeah, it was great to have, and we're good to go back again for a tri-series soon and get more experience on them first.
Okay, and it's frigid here at the moment, actually, Jean, and I think it got a bit cold in Melbourne too, didn't it?
It certainly did. Oh, look, thunder. I've never heard thunder like it. Woke us up at 2:15 in the morning, the lightning.
You didn't need lights on at all, you did?
No, we lit up.
All right, well, congratulations to you, Jan, and to Sharon and Gary, and to the rest of this New Zealand team, which will carry New Zealand's hopes at the Commonwealth Games in Melbourne in March, and of course that will be covered live for you on One Sport as well. All right, coming up after the break, we have highlights of today's magnificent final in the men's at the 2005 World Champion of Champions Singles Bowls.
I'm going to be announcing the windsurfing too. Thank you. This way. Okay. Just
Okay. Perfect, mate.
So we're going to shoot back this way, you guys, if you want to come over this side.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. No, the draw, yeah. England leading 6-1, did you say?
Yep.
Okay.
Is that all right? I'll put this, still keep you that side.
See ya.
That side of them.
Have a good trip back.
Right, you're right there.
Okay.
Right.
Is that sun all right, John? Sun,
Yeah. Yes, okay, just throwing to this highlights, yeah. So you guys can stand here. big bowls afternoon on One Sport from Fendalton in Christchurch, where we've had the final of the men's singles. The 2005 champion of champions has been decided, and the final was between Dwayne Cameron of New Zealand and Mark Walton of England. The first set was brilliant. It ended up being tied, so they went into the second set, and it was Mark Walton who took control early on. At the sixth end, he was leading by 6-1, and that's where we join the action.
And now Dwayne Cameron on screen in the final of the men's event. Hometown conditions, I'm sure, will be of assistance to New Zealand players, not only in Champions events, but also the World Bowls in 2008.
My ball and Dwayne's ball in relation to the jack, please.
Your ball's about 3 inches in front.
Yeah.
Dwayne's ball is deck level.
Thank you.
Mark Walton asking the marker, Jan, for a position of bowls, get a perspective of the head. Help him decide what shot he's going to play. Playing with weight drifting down the side, getting a good bowl in behind.
At 39 years of age, Mark Walton, experienced internationally and also on the England scene. Dwayne Cameron at 29, still a big bowls career in front of him. He's proving here on the international stage he has the capabilities. Not considered at the moment a New Zealand prospect for the Commonwealth Games team, which will be named on TV1 this afternoon. The men's and women's side for the Commonwealth Games, and yes, TV1 with Stu and Terry Scott will be bringing you action from that event as well. But I hope it's a bit warmer than this, Terry, in Melbourne in March.
Yes, at this time of the year in Christchurch, it should be even a little bit better.
Probably 13 degrees for our viewers around the world. And what about that shot, the jar shot, the Peter Keane jar shot, jarred out the shot bowl and has 2 shots.
Oh, an excellent bowl from Mark Walton. Played with beautiful weight to get the cannon, the bowl, the red bowl onto the black bowl, push it off the head.
Just the 1 shot indicated there. Here it comes again. The jar shot jars out the black bowl, leaves his other bowl there, and he's pretty pleased, isn't he? And animated. But just the 1 shot. The action on the green's hot. The climatic conditions are cold. And not quite for Dwayne Cameron. So again, bonus opportunity for Mark Walton, and he's got a fair bit of space to draw that bonus bowl too. To score 2, has 1, leads 6-1 after 5 ends. You can see there the shot bowl. Well, I suppose it's not a lot of space really when you look at it closely, but he'll be striving to try and get another shot. The more shots between him and Dwayne Cameron, the more chance of taking out the World Champion of Champions title. Not quite there, is it? Just a 1. It is, and it is England leading with Mark Walton by 7-1 after 6 ends, and 7-1, 8 all in the first. It's Mark Walton with the advantage. Pressure starting to build on Dwayne Cameron. He scored a single in the second, and then it's been one-way traffic. What about this shot then from Mark Walton of England? Ditch to ditch, 2 metres out the mat, 2 metres out from the ditch, the jack, and he plants it right next to the canary.
Yes, consistent bowls being played by Mark Walton throughout this final. Evidenced in the first set when he led by 8-4. However, Dwayne Cameron coming back, picking up 2 twos to square the set at 8-all. But it's been all one way in the second set. Dwayne Cameron scoring a single shot on the second end. But Mark Walton forging ahead, looking for the title. 7-1 up, 3 ends to play.
Dwayne Cameron with the bowl into the ditch. He's playing with a little bit of weight. He knows he's got to try and score. He was attacking. On line again, this bowl from Mark Walton. Just slips past. One bowl each now for Dwayne Cameron and Mark Walton to complete action on the 7th end. On the raid is Dwayne Cameron looking for the jack or the shot bowl, and he gets nothing.
Well, an opportunity to shut out this game for Mark Walton. Bowls past the jack. Any movement of the jack back could bring them into play.
7-1 the scoreline for England over New Zealand. Also, it is Mark Walton that has one shot. He's got the bonus bowl in his hand. It's on its way now, has one, looking to make it 2 in the last bowl of this end. Any movement of the jack will favour him as well. It'll help him. He slips past any trail of the jack, and he was in the big money, as you can see from those red bowls at the bottom of the screen. He picks up the 1, and that's the scoreline. We'll get 1 for Mark Walton. He leads by 8-1, 8-1. There it is on screen. Just 2 ends remaining, 8-1. It's now calculation time.
Yes, a very difficult task for Dwayne Cameron. 2 ends to be played. Second set, looking to at least try and get up for a draw. So it's important that Dwayne Cameron must score at least a 3 on this end. He must score at least a 3 and a 4, 7 shots in the next 2 ends to get up for a draw.
So unless Dwayne Cameron can score a 3 here, the match will be all over. It'll be Mark Walton and he's played it pretty well first up. Kerry Clark, Mr. Bowls, well known in circles as the Chief Executive of Bowls New Zealand, also heavily involved in the world bowls scene as well, watching the action, and I'm sure he'll be absolutely thrilled with the quality of play at Fendalton today. Cameron with 1. Remember, he needs 3. Well, he's got 2, hasn't he? Very good start, solid start from Cameron.
2 excellent bowls from Dwayne Cameron, remembering he has to score 3 to stay in this game. 7 points behind, 8-1 down, 2 ends to play. Each set only 9 ends. First set drawn. Dwayne Cameron looking to pick up a 3 or a 4.
Nervous start from Mark Walton. Cameron 2, looking to make it 3. He's a real fighter, this player from New Zealand. That's the fighting spirit of the man. That's 3. We might see now a bit more aggression from Mark Walton. Pensive Dwayne Cameron knows he's got 3. On the drive is Mark Walton from England and hits nothing. He's a character. Now he wants one more, Dwayne Cameron, to get another shot to give him 4.
Yes, well, we recall the first set. Dwayne Cameron coming back with an outstanding last bowl to pick up 2 shots and halve the first set. And now we see his 4th bowl coming in. Will it stop in time to give him 4? Drifts past. Won't be happy with that. An opportunity to put the real pressure on Mark Walton.
Mark Walton with his last bowl, an opportunity to win the set with this bowl if he can A, reduce the count, or B, get the jack. He's got the jack and he's got the win. Marvellous Mark Walton of England is the world champion in champion singles winner in 2005. Hats off to both players. They were sensational, and isn't he delighted? The England flag comes out. He goes over and sees his 13-year-old pairs teammate Scott Burrell. It was a sensational game, 10-1. Mark Walton over Dwayne Cameron. He takes out the match.
And he reacted brilliantly, didn't he? Mark Walton winning the title for 2005. Final comments from our commentators today. And Terry Scott, there's no doubt about it, I think, that Walton deserved that victory, didn't he?
Oh, a tied-up first set, John, and then going into the second, it was his all-round skills and ability that saw him come home in convincing style.
Also today we've read out and given you the Commonwealth Games team. I just wonder about the men's team. Are there any surprises there at all?
Oh, the triples team skipped by Gary Lawson, they were a shoo-in. Gold medal at the Pacific Bowls, and then we go on to the singles and the pairs. Changes there, but let's hope they can bring home some medals.
Oh, certainly. Now, what about the women's, Stu? Serena Matthews, is she something of a surprise?
Well, she's come out of left rink, really, for me, John. I thought it was a bombshell. Hasn't played for Auckland. Obviously, the selectors have seen some ability, and she's going into centre stage at lead. Well, it's going to be a tough task, but good luck to her.
Yes, indeed. All right, we have coming up for you more sport on One Sport. That's tomorrow with Shell Helix Motorsport. And then we have more Commonwealth Games action for you to the New Zealand swimming trials in Auckland between the 6th and 10th of December. And we'll be showing you highlights each day of that activity. But it has been a great day for Mark Walton of England here, the 2005 World Bowls Singles Champion of Champion from the Fendalton Bowls Club in Christchurch. Good afternoon.
Rhythm and surrender to the wonder of it all. Each and every day, each and